This is your daily market review for Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. Hopefully you're having a good day. We talked about the roller coaster is coming to end the month. First and last 3 business days of the month can typically be completion, trap moves, breakouts that are fake, more like fake outs, and just all sorts of fun and games. Not surprised by the roller coaster that is. Again, the economic data is not speeding up. If anything, it is slowing down quickly. How that's going to, affect the market, as we talked about, the market is not always the economy, and the economy is not the market. However, in time, the economy typically will lead, or the market will lead the economy, because somebody smart always knows something. And so that's why we pay attention to the action. We check out how things are looking, and we follow the evidence. Now, is it always easy? No. If it was, everybody would get rich. However, probability-based traders define risk, manage your profits, manage your losses, do the best you can, be the best trader possible, because we're not gambling here. We're trying to do educated guessing and executing of ideas. So, how do you do that? Well, follow the channel. Leave a like, leave something in the description. Also, if you want to join the Discord room, link is in the description below. Let me know how I can help. Posting a lot of stuff on the Twitter, all the trades. Are you ready for home ownership? Yeah, if you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, please don't hesitate to reach out. Posting a ton of trades. Also posted it on the Facebook group. Created one on the side, just, I don't know, friends of Facebook, they can check it out. But either Twitter or Discord is probably easier for people who are listening. If you want to chat, use the Zoom chat from Calendly. Hit me up. Check out the website as well. Discord, link there. I mean, all sorts of stuff. All sorts of funds and games and resources. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Again, there's so many education videos. If you have a question about a video, I would gladly do a video response of something that is important to you. You have a question. So hit me up. I appreciate it. So we know the first rate cut's not till potentially November. Remember, if they start cutting rates now quickly, it's because they're telling you something's not right. That's the last 2 times they've done that. Post 9/11, also 2008. They start lowering rates quickly, something's wrong, right? Sounded like Jim Rohn, the actual motivational speaker. Oh, something's wrong. All right. Bitcoin, 71,000. Watch it. Oil, chopping around. Natty gas. Again, we like the long-term play in natural gas, but we do not chase. Let it come back. Because, again, I don't think it can go much lower than these prices down here at some point. Does this make sense? Again, long-term, love it. Da-da-da-da-da. But near-term, could get pulled down with the market. So let's get into it, right? The dollar. Make you holler. Again, this is where it's hard about the dollar. Definitely been strong. This is post ex-dividend. It's not a gap down on the dollar. Well, I guess it technically is, but it's not based on fundamentals. It's just an ex-dividend. You see $1.74. Dollar starting to pick up. Again, we talked about globally, there's not a lot of good stuff going on out there. TLT, this has got to kill the market. This is not going to, or not kill, but this is not going to help, right? You come off the lows. We talked about like a head and shoulders bottom. It gets invalidated, and it comes right back up. So now what? Man, I mean, honestly, I think you got to really watch the range of lows here, because if we take out 86, 87, whatever's down here, ay caramba, no good. No good. Keep an eye on it. VIX, as we talked about. You're welcome. Said it had bottomed. Here's the candle, green candle. Now you're making new highs off the lows. Now careful trading the VIX. It's not so simple, but like we talked about, the VIX was showing you it bottomed way before. Again, even people in the Discord room who don't really understand this stuff. I mean, they go on down like, oh, the market is stay long, stay strong, and it's like maybe NVDA temporarily, but overall the whole market doesn't look healthy. SPY, here you go. As Ready Set Sell said, like, I'm looking for the monthly close after Friday. Remember, last day of the month is a Friday. Heed the warning. It's typically bearish, especially in an up month. It'd be no different if the market was down going into the end of the month. it would rally back. Again, it's profit taking. So watch this 525 area, 524. You break that, damn, could open quickly. QQQQQ, 20-day. I mean, it looks like the top is in. We talked about the volume being, look at this, just no volume. Okay, mark up to do what? Mark down later. IWM, we talked about it lagging, not making new highs, and broke the 20-day and gap down today. Again, not what you want to see if you're a bull. Now, near term, obviously, we can't say that there's not going to be games and traps, but you best hold the 202s. DIA, we talked about DIA's been lagging, right? Leaving, lag. Oh, but then, it's like, no, look at that. Right? Dow led up, right? Making new all-time highs, right? Like this thing was just like banging. Now it's lagging. Evidence is changing. Gold had led up, right? Leading up, gold, everybody, Fed pivot, things are going to be awesome. Double topper. Be careful. Silver. Look at this. Another retest at the highs. You better get over 29. GDX. Look at the miners. Are they making lower highs? Looking like it. Look at that. You break the channel lows at 20 days on these things. Look out. GDXJ holding up a little better, but just watch the GDX, right? AEM, we talked about this looking strong. Okay, watch the 20-day. AG, another one, right? Why is it not making new highs? If silver's about to rip out, why? Why ask why, but dry, right? Like that's the commercial. Newmont, here you go, comes into old resistance, now below the 20-day. I mean, things that just, again, I don't know. PAAS was actually holding up better. You had high volume, but here we talked about this, like the XDiv. Again, I'm always a little, high volume at the lows, low volume at the highs. Worst case scenario leads to more consolidation or reversal at some point. Tech, Taiwan Semi. Again, if you shorted Taiwan Semi, congratulations. We said there's a 3-day range. Nice gap down. Good look. Looking good. Micron. A little harder, but I was like, watch that candle yesterday. Lower high. AMD, people have been kind of talking about buying it. It's just gone nowhere. Okay, that's probably the worst trade possible is when you buy something that doesn't go anywhere. Speaking of that, Intel, right? Like these are not the trades you want to be in. Like again, after they underperformed, they still didn't even outperform. That's where you got to be careful. Like leave the turds alone. I mean, people don't like me to say that, but that's the reality. You got to leave those names alone. If they can't lead, then they're lagging. And if they're lagging, leave them alone. All right, I love this Netflix long-term play, selling out of the money calls. Like again, if you went all in the first day of earnings, remember 3-day rule. 3-day rule. We talk about this all the time. Look at the volume up here at the highs. Is this accumulative or distributive? I guess time will know, but define your risk. I love it. SMCI, because I think selling calls to buy puts later is going to make a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Check out SMCI. I mean, it's just not going anywhere. 20-day, 100 days really the start finish line. The SMH, new highs. Again, is this a novice gap trap to end the month? Like, is smart money chasing a gap up, or are they marking it up to distribute? Adobe. Channel lows, chopping around. I mean, I don't know. This one's not looking so good. 469 after hours. Again, we'll talk about here at CRM in a second. But Apple, look at this, right? We talked about, okay, hey, looks like the resistance zone. Look at these wicks, y'all. And this is why we talk about retest, not all or nothing trading. Like, confirm it. Like, you got to love it now. If you shorted in the 192s, your stop is 193.50, whatever the hell you want it to be, somewhere tight, but you let it come to you. Amazing. Mwah, with the kiss. Amazon, breaking the 20-day, looks like a double top. Meta, we talked about the zone here in the 470s, 480s. Keep an eye on it. Like, this stuff looks shortable. CRM, now, here we go. After hours, earnings. Talked about this is going to be a tough trade. It's in a box. Well, after hours, you're at 229. They absolutely got destroyed. We talked about, I see this in talking to people. CRM, software, management, business systems are slowing down. Not surprised. Down it's down 10% plus. Guggenheim. I mean, this is going to affect the tech market tomorrow. Google. Again, this is one of the tougher one, right? Like if you look at it, you go, is it bullish or is it bearish? Well, right now you say it's bullish, but just need follow through. If not, it can turn into a waterfall. That makes sense. Waterfall. Microsoft chopping at the highs. So far, so good. NVDA, we talked about this being a turd. Watch what happens when you fail at the highs. Should go lower. MicroStrategy, 1700 area is rather importante. Bitcoin's about to melt. Don't be surprised if MicroStrategy follows. Netflix and chill, man. It's holding up pretty damn well. We'll say the wick today is a little ominous, but the close is bullish. I mean, again, this clearly isn't the bet. Like if you were shorted, you got stopped out, and now you can watch it or let it do its thing. Roblox chopping at the lows. Pan W again. This is why we don't chase. Here goes down on earnings, rallies and holds a 20-day. Oh, I want to buy the breakout. Okay. Well, with the VIX at 12 or 11 or whatever the freak it got to, like I don't want to buy stocks at the VIX low. Like this isn't like hard. Hopefully not. So just let it play out. Leave it alone, in my opinion. I mean, there will be a time to buy this because cybersecurity is a real deal. I really think that Pelosi is buying a lot of the stock because she does know something. Tesla, again, the 100 days kind of the stop-start line. DKNG. I love it. We talked about these guys getting throttled at some point in the season for peak betting. 200-day. Keep an eye on it. Again, is it oversold near term? Potentially. Doesn't mean it has to go higher, but maybe it just chops around. ARB and Bizzle, gap down on earnings, hits the 200-day. Nice little pop. Costco. Earnings are coming tomorrow after the close. Please be careful. This is holding up really well, but today's action, excuse me, somebody knows something. Keep an eye on this. Starbucks, talking about dead cat bounce. Speaking of dead cats, meow. Gaps down on earnings after a big down move. Oversold rally. Now what? You want to buy it for the long run? Good luck. Federal Express, gaps up. Everybody chases it and gives it all back and more. These are things, again, FedEx should be on fire. It shouldn't be getting murdered. Here you go. We talked about the 20-day. Congratulations if you shorted this. Looking great. Look at that big red bar today. Right? Big red bar. Nice work. I mean, I guess you could even say it. Where's that candles right here? Yep. Watch the 333. That fails. Sorry, 335. It's like a Hannibal Lecter. Fava beans. Kidneys, what do you say? Fava beans. That one's juicy. Nucor. Talked about this chop. Oops. Giving it up. Very easily tradable range. X. Here you go. Chopping around. Again, I don't think there's really a short here. Just leave it alone. I mean, I think if it drops, it will get bought out. VALE. Again, everyone's getting all excited. Got to chase it. It's like, nah. Just in a big freaking chop zone. Leave it alone. Arrow. Again, it's tough to trade copper and follow based on some of the action and some of the other names. You love to see the breakout where like you got to follow through, and then it's like this gap is dangerous as hell. You're like, no, Dan, everything's fine. And it's like, did you see Southern Copper? Some of these names like Freeport. Look at these big gap downs. That is typically at a pro gap. That's to start the move, y'all. Not the big end of it. But we'll see. Again, I mean, you got to pay attention to the action, but not so good. CCJ, again, I'm not a big fan of Goldman upgrading the highs. Watch all the multi-day ranges. CF, look at these ag names. Just boom. Mosaic, boom. Right? People got to eat. But again, as we said, let the material names come to you. Please promise me with everything you had. Don't chase. Again, we like aluminum long term. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, like Forrest Gump, but I can't chase it. It's just fundamentally, I just can't. XLF, you're welcome. Jesus, man, this one was a pain in the buttocki. Everybody's like, oh, you're gonna get crushed on financials. I'm like, okay, I'm telling you, the banking system is not healthy. Look at that trap. Now I below the 20-day. So far, so good. JP Mo, we talked about. I mean, JP Morgan started. He said, I'm not buying back our stock up here. Watch the 20-day. He knows something. But it's like, oh, if this is a 10-minute chart, you wouldn't care. But since it's a daily, you're like, oh, it can't go lower. Here you go. Morgan Stanley got below the 20-day. Bank of America, the cheese. Here you go. Finally broke the multi-day range. I mean, you had multi-days short near 40. It looks right to me. Goldman Snacks, right, holding up pretty darn well. Again, if you own a Marcus account, not too concerned. Carry, again, this is why you have to watch the charts. Look at this shiznit. Breaks out. Yay, everybody's getting... Gives it right back up. Now you're melting fast. XBI, again, here's another name of like, that to be risk on stuff, right? We talked about being oversold. Now you're making new lows. Just come on, be careful, please. Solar stuff, a lot of people getting excited. And I'm like, okay, you needed a pop. Look where we're popping to. Sedge, I mean, this thing has not had anything. Like I said, I don't want to be surprised this goes back to a penny stock. ENPH, a little better acting, but here you go, coming back into the range. The range highs, will it succeed? Probably not. For solar, AI, I mean, you attach AI. Okay, we watched said multi-day range. Here you go. That looks like a bull trap now. You have references. Not saying go out and short it heavily, but it makes sense. After a huge move, it's either going sideways or down. And if you want to sell calls, that's the play. Right? Selling them meaning like, all right, define your risk. You should get paid. Waiting will decay the options. HYG, again, has like, how you got to be high to your mind to buy this stuff. And well, so far, so good. That confirms. Oil, congrats. Again, oversold bounce, but I don't trust. Again, it's like natural gas. Like, don't chase it. You take your profits. And again, if the market pulls back, commodities will get pulled back. Look at UNG. Look at 21 down to 18. I hate this thing. That's why I told you short on the KLD was the shiznit. And now you should expect it to bounce. Boom. Yeah. Love it. XOP, we've talked about this like 140s. Better hold. Dancing the line. Be careful. ExxonMobil, we talked about this like 113 area. Dancing the line. Multiple day ranges. Keep an eye on it. Occidental. This thing's just in a big accident of a range, not going anywhere. Buffett's okay with it. He's going to buy more stock, sell more puts when it drops and the IB explodes. You're welcome. CVE, we like this stuff, but up here, ugh. Did anyone see Valero today? Some of these gasoline names? Pounded, big red, NPC. This one hasn't been going nowhere. Big red. Keep an eye on it, right? EQT, again, I like these names long term, but we're just kind of showing them in Flex LNG. All right, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I appreciate you guys. I know there's a lot of people struggling with risk management, belief in the market. Like, again, you start believing the narratives that you're fed. Remember, the market's meant to take the most amount of money from the most amount of people. It's not always going to be easy. It's not going to be a one-day narrative. It's not going to be like, well, they're going to say ring the bell at the highs and the lows. They don't do that. They make it hard. So, again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here for you guys. If you have real estate questions, holler at your boy. Have a great night. Talk to you later.